Welcome to the day 2 of Communicative English Bridge course. Today, we will look into the basics of grammar. In the previous class or the previous session, I introduced you to the crux of the communicative English. I told you what are all the details and what are all the basic things needed to learn a language and to start loving a language. Let's get into the technical details of the language today by knowing the basics of grammar, which will help you to learn the language in a better way. So, this basics of grammar is very important. It's like a platform for for building up a communicative building. So it'll help you further your knowledge. So let's get started. Let's get into the class today. So today we will deal with the basics of grammar, the 8 parts of speech. So as you would be knowing, there are 8 parts of speech. So it is like a foundation step for the grammar. These 8 parts of speech are very important. Let's see one by one. The first one, noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. It would be helpful for you if you could take down all these points in a separate notebook, take down all these parts of speech in a separate notebook and follow it up. So you have to know these are the 8 parts of speech, very important. Next. So these are the 8 parts of speech. In a small way, we will define each one. Noun is a naming word. It names a person, place, thing, or idea. For example, the word lady, road, tree, love, dream, pencil, Bob, Mary. So all these are naming words. The naming words are called as noun. The naming words are called as noun. Your name is a noun. The college where you're studying is noun. The word college is noun. The word school is a noun. So noun is basically a naming word. So where do you stay? Your house is a noun. Your street, your place, your country, your religion, all these are called as noun. So we got an idea about noun. Noun is basically a naming word. Next, we'll move ahead with verb. Verb is an action word. So any word which expresses the action or a state of being is called as verb. For example, run, fly, work, show. For example, you're doing some action and you are describing that action, it is called as verb. Next, moving on to adjective. What is adjective? Adjective describes a noun or pronoun. For example, new, fat, pretty, old. For example, there is a noun bag. You say old bag or you say blue bag. So when you describe a noun, it is called as adjective. Further, moving on to preposition. It is establishing a relationship between the noun and the rest of sentences. For example, it is like positioning word. Okay, so examples are in, on, at, about, with, over, around, during, above. All these are the examples of preposition. So it is establishing the relationship between the noun and rest of sentence. For example, the pen is on the table. So where is the pen? It is on the table. So this preposition will establish the relationship between the noun and the other part of the sentence. Now moving forward with pronoun. What is a pronoun? It replaces the noun or it takes the place of the noun. For example, if you read a short story or if you read anything, first it will say a person's name will be introduced. For example, Ram went to school, Ram did this to his friend. So many things will be like that. And the next subsequent sentences, it will replace with he. He went about with his work. He joined the clubs. Like that, he will replace. That is called as pronoun. It is called as the replacing the place of noun. Example, he, she, it, I, you, we, they. It's called as pronoun. Further, moving on to adverb. What is an adverb? It describes or modifies a verb, an adjective, or another verb. For example, quickly, gently, extremely, carefully, well, fast. So, it is modifying a verb or it describes a verb. Verb is basically an action word, and the modifier or the word which describes the verb is called as adverb. You can have a small trick to remember adverb. Adverb will end with ly, so you can always remember adverb. It's a small trick to remember adverb. Then moving on to conjunction. It is a connecting word. Connecting word, phrase, clause, and words, phrase, and clauses. For example, and, but, or, however, moreover, while, because, all these are the conjunction. For example, Ram and Sita went to school. So, and is a connection word between two noun, Ram and Sita. It can join two words or two sentences. It depends. Conjunction is basically a connecting word. Then moving on to the last part, interjection. Interjection is expressing surprise or other emotion. For example, oh, he won. Hurrah, he won the race. Alas, he is dead. So all these are called as interjection. So we saw a preliminary outlook about these 8 parts of speech. Let's get into the details of each one. Now we'll move ahead with noun. Noun is a naming word, as I said previously. It is the name of a person, place, thing, or idea. For example, Daniel is a person's name. London is a place name. Table, a furniture's name. Dog, teacher, pen, city, happiness, hope. All these are expressing the names. So naming word is noun. N and N. This is a small hint I can give you. Noun means naming word. Example, Steve lives in Sydney. So the bold letters Steve and Sydney are noun. For example, your name is Geeta. Geeta lives in Chennai. Geeta is a noun and Chennai is a noun. Mary uses pen and paper to write letters. So all the words which are bold, Mary, pen, paper, letter, all these are noun. It expresses the name of person, place, thing, or idea. It is called as naming word noun. Let's move forward with the types of noun. Okay, so you do have some types of noun. So we have common noun, proper noun, countable noun, uncountable noun, concrete, abstract, compound, and collective. All these terminologies may be confusing, but I'll make it simple for you. Okay, it is used to name people. Common noun, for example, girl, boy, city, animal. So it is a general name people use. It's called as common noun. For example, I am personally, specifically, I am Ilamati, but commonly I'm called a professor. Okay, you are specially called uh, Preeti or whatever your name is. Just imagine your name, Preeti, Anita, Geeta, whatever. So it is your name in specific, but generally you are a girl or you are a student. Okay, so it is called as the girl, student, teacher, professor. It is called common noun. Proper means specifically. Specifically, how do you term yourself? Specifically, how do you call? Generally, India is a country. Country is a a common noun, but India is a proper noun. Okay. For example, continent is a common noun. Asia is a specific proper noun. So now we will be able to understand the difference between common and proper. Now countable, uncountable. As the very title says, whatever you're able to count, it is all countable. Whatever you're not able to count, it's called as uncountable. For example, chair, table, fan, lights, boxes, bottle, all these you can count. It's all countable noun. Uncountable, wood, milk, air, happiness, water, sugar, salt, all these you can't count. So it is coming under uncountable noun. Then coming to concrete noun. For example, it is referring to people or thing that exists physically, that you can touch and you can feel. Okay, so any of your senses, for example, the smell of the food, you can just smell and you can enjoy the essence of food. So whatever you can enjoy and it is there on the table, or it is, you can feel it physically, it is called as concrete. For example, dog, tree, apple, moon, sock, then socks, that then shoes, whatever you're able to touch it physically, it is there concretely. Like furniture, it is called as concrete. Abstract means which you can't touch and feel. For example, kindness, love, time, fear, all these you can't touch and feel, it is just abstract. If you can't touch and feel, it is abstract. If you can touch and feel, it is concrete. Okay, what is compound? Compound noun means two or more words that create a noun. They can be written as one word, joined by hyphen, or written as separate word. For example, son-in-law, mother-in-law. If you join a word using hyphen, all two, three words joining together using hyphen, and you call it a single noun, it is called as compound noun. Mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, son-in-law. You're just joining together. For example, credit card, debit card, ATM card, just you are joining together two words together and to produce one single meaning. It's called as compound noun. Then coming to collective noun. For example, you term a collection of a particular object. For example, bunch of keys, flock of sheep, whatever, school of dolphins. So all these are called collective noun, where you individually collect each one and then you start to tell. So this is called simple types of noun. Then coming to verb. Verb is, as I told you earlier, it's an action word. For example, go, speak, run, eat, play. All these are called action words. I like Woodward English. I study. So, for example, I am teaching English. I teach vocabulary. So, it is called action word. Then moving ahead with adverb. Adverb, as I said earlier, it tends to end with ly. It is describing or modifying a verb. So, example, I am usually busy. Yesterday, I ate my lunch quickly. So, this is called example sentences of adverb. Then coming to preposition. As I told earlier, it is showing the relationship of noun and the other parts of sentences. For example, at, on, in, from, near, between. So I left my keys on the table. I placed the pen on the table. The cat is under the table. So it is positioning. Preposition is basically a positioning word, and it is establishing the relationship between the noun and the rest of the sentence. Then moving on to conjunction, as I said earlier, it is a connecting word. It is joining two words or two sentences also. It was hot and I was hot and exhausted, but I still finished the marathon. So it is joining two sentences and two words. And, or, but, because, so, it, unless, since, if, all these are called conjunction, joining words. Next, coming to interjection. As I said earlier, it is an expression or expressive word. When you express happiness or sadness, or when you express some distrust or something like that, you use this interjection. Ouch, wow, great, help, oh, hey, hi, all these are called expression words. Then coming to pronoun. As I said, this is a replacement word. It is replacing a noun. Okay, so the noun will be replaced by the pronoun. I, you, we, they, he, she, it, me, you. All these are called pronoun. An example is Mary is tired. She wants to see. So that she refers to Mary. Okay, I want her to dance with me. All these bold words are called pronouns. Then coming to adjective, it is a descriptive word, describing word. It is modifying or giving more information about noun. For example, little girl had pink hat. The girl is a noun and little is adding one description to the girl. the stout girl, the fat girl, the thin girl, the wheatish brown girl, the fair girl. So describing the girl is a noun. So whatever words you use to describe the noun is called as adjective. And pink hat, hat is a noun, and pink, the color, is used to describe further, giving you the detail about the noun, that is called as adjective. So we have come forward with the end of the today's session. So I'm just giving you a rough idea. Noun, pronoun, preposition, adjective, conjunction, verb, adverb, and interjection. All these are the H. Article is being added here, but article doesn't come under parts of speech. Article is a separate heading, but for just to form a sentence, article is very important. So to form a sentence or to make up a full sentence or paragraph, whatever, parts of speech is very important. Just go through the slides once again and go through this video once again, and I hope you can get a better idea about 8 parts of speech. So even if I wake you from your sleep and I ask you what are the 8 parts of speech, you must be able to answer. Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, interjection, conjunction, preposition, adjective, all these you must be able to answer properly. Okay, students. So we will wind up today's session with this basic introduction about the 8 parts of speech. Hope you would benefit from this bridge course day 2 session. Thank you, students.